and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
This damn stand. We need to. I'm gonna take a stand for new stands. It's a big day, right?
Let's just get a drill.
I own a drill. All right. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to. You think because of this verdict, you have to keep me in check? You're worried that the men of the world are finally standing up to the yoke that is women, and that you need to, like throw a few jabs in right off the bat, just to keep it from just the landslide of men.
It was a helpful suggestion.
Well, you didn't. I mean, it was a little. Get a drill. I have a drill. You've seen me use a drill. This is not going to work.
Are you?
You're not going to bring Amber Heard back.
You're afraid I'm going to drill your fingers off.
Well, just like Auntie Amber.
Auntie.
Is she going to become a what do you call it, like a Joan of Arc to you women?
Look, I am a little sad that Me Too is officially over.
It's officially out. Look, that's a wrap, folks. We you had a good run. For what, 5 years, all women were believed.
All of them, without exception.
Men were held accountable. Carte blanche.
Yeah.
Accountability. with the women. The women get the carte blanche.
A couple of serial rapists went to jail, but sure.
One got out.
Yeah.
Pretty after.
And one got out almost immediately.
The worst man alive got. Well, maybe not, but bad guy.
I think the real question is, was Me Too ever really alive to begin with?
It was a thing. Look, I mean,
much like the abortion debate.
I was a little confused about, because look, so if you just for frame of reference, I guess earlier today, Johnny Depp mostly pretty much won his case against his ex-wife Amber Heard. I think he was suing her for $50 million. She was countersuing for $100. He was awarded $10 million plus 5 in punitive, but they can't do 5 because there's a cap in Virginia or whatever. So it's like that becomes $350K. So he gets 10 grand plus $350K, and then she gets $2 million because his lawyer said something about her. So
okay.
And I'm not sure if that pays that, if the lawyer pays that. That's gotta suck if the lawyer had, like, I'm Johnny Depp's lawyer. Like, that's all, I mean, I guess he's paying a lot.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is that all the money he's making from this? I mean, I don't know what lawyers.
Probably not. I mean,
probably more.
Yeah, those lawyers probably get a lot.
I mean, is he gonna get a lot of work? I mean, I'm worried about the lawyer. Is he gonna?
Camille Valquez?
Well, she was part of his. I mean, I think the main guy was a guy. Fittingly, he had a woman. I just know. I was trying to look up highlights of the trial, and I noticed he had a woman, and she was interrogating Amber. I think that was probably on purpose. I'm not a legal expert, even though I did have a paralegal mind.
I was gonna say you have a paralegal mind.
If we were suing some woman,
yeah,
whether it was warranted suit or not, I would have you interrogate her on the stand.
Oh yeah, that's always the
strategy. So here's the deal. So Amber Heard, so she's basically bankrupt. I mean, I only know that because people were gloating that she was bankrupt.
Yeah. On
Twitter. I don't know. Look, this case is funny. Not funny, but it's a strange case.
I pulled up an article that seems to go into depth about like what her net worth would be now.
Okay. Ooh, already.
Yeah.
It's so perverse. This whole, I mean, I get it. Celebrity trials have been around for 30, 40 years now, but this one just seems, it's so much going on right now.
Right.
And so even in the realm of legality, like Roe v. Wade and whatever, like, and then you have like just the Amber Heard trial. But it matters because the Me Too movement's over. Don't forget that.
Yeah, right.
But what about this net worth?
Okay, so several reports list her net worth as being in the region of $8 million.
Right, but that's what she stands to lose from this.
But one report has it as low as $2.5 million.
Well, then she's fucked.
Then she's really fucked.
That does not bode well for Miss Heard. She better get into Pineapple Express 3 or 2. Hopefully the Aquamans are. She's in those Aquamans.
I feel like she's going to end up in a lot of like low budget slashers.
Ooh, that could be nice for you. You like those.
Where the twist is that she's the killer or something.
Oh. Like the. I didn't want to spoil it even though I didn't like the movie. But there's a movie like that. Yeah. Very popular movie. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There is.
Gone Girl.
Well,
I mean, it's been 10 years.
Gone Girl's one of them. High Tension is another, a great
Well, you
French.
spoiled that. I didn't see that one. So anyway, back to Heard. Yeah, look, the try. I mean, I didn't. Here's the thing. I mean, people are going like you would because there's a meta narrative, I guess, of Johnny Depp. It definitely does seem. I did notice that a lot of it was anti-Amber, and I don't mean that necessarily in a pejorative, but like people seem to be on Johnny's side. Then I did see some editorials and stuff where it was like, well, actually, Johnny's paying a team of experts or whatever, crack video uploaders to like upload these clips and stuff.
Does he have a Russian troll farm?
I think he basically, that's kind of the implication that like some version of a troll farm is working for the Jack Sparrow. And Jack Sparrow is it's a pirate ship of uploaders. and that basically, that's why, all the negative press and there's certain, what you might call liberal media blogs. We're going, Amber Heard's a victim. And look, she probably, I think a lot of people seem to think that, neither one of them seem, he's just drugged out of his mind all the time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make him an abuser, but doesn't make you a good boyfriend either.
I think,
but, no, I mean, it does seem like from the preponderance of people talking about it that she definitely lied a lot.
yeah.
I just don't feel.
Well, yeah, I think the big hammer was that like she most likely photoshopped these photos.
Okay.
They showed the side by side, and it was like they were pretty different.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like yeah.
I'm totally open to her being the villain. I mean, I'm not like trying to like debunk it. It's just this one strikes me as strange in the sense that like there's never been more availability of like you just watch it on. But I have to watch 8 hours of footage now. I feel like more than usual because there are such polarized viewpoints here on the trial. I mean, not that OJ was middle of the road.
Oh yeah, and some of it is pure hypocrisy. Like if Amber Heard were like snickering with her lawyer while Johnny Depp testified,
right,
people would be all over her. And that's basically what Johnny Depp was doing the whole trial. He
was doing little quips. He was doing a little I'm Hunter Thompson.
If there was evidence that she was just drunk all the time, that would totally be used against her.
I mean, there wasn't. I mean, do we know there wasn't? I know. I've seen montages that were offered to me to watch, which I didn't. But But there was like, oh, look at all these times that Amber Heard was goofing off in court or some shit. Or I think in the UK trial she was. Here's the thing. I mean, they were both rich. They're both in the Aquaman movies together. Or no, they were in. He's not in the Aquaman.
Johnny Depp isn't an Aquaman.
He's not. He's in the Gilbert Grape franchise.
I think that was probably at the root of a lot of their struggles. He wanted to be the Aquaman.
He look. This is her accusations have kept him from realizing his vision of the what's eating Gilbert Grape cinematic universe. And like and DiCaprio was going to come back for it. And that fat mother, I mean, it's terrible to say, but that fat woman's probably dead now.
Yeah.
She's a very big woman. In the movie, they burned her in the house. Spoiler alert, but they burned her dead body in the house because she was too big to get out.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that the actress was also burned in that house. Tragically.
Johnny
alive.
Depp wanted Amber Heard to gain 450 pounds to play the new fat mother in the extended universe of What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Right. And she was selfish and said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As was her wifely duty to do so.
I mean, that's just, I mean, who's offering her better? Who is she in Aquaman? Like the dolphin? What does she do there?
She's
is she a swordfish? What do they call those things? Is it swordfish? Yeah, it's swordfish. Yeah. That if I would look, that'd be Aquaman is such a dumb name for a water-based superhero. I would call myself just Swordfish. Now I know there was that movie Swordfish with John Travolta and they're hackers and whatever, but Aquaman predates all that.
Right.
So Swordfish is where it's at. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to watch 8 hours of this trial to know for sure. But here's the problem. I don't see how it really fits the meta narrative that like Me Too is over. And I'm not championing.
Yeah.
I'm not championing that Me Too should stay forever. I'm not even sure what Me Too represents anymore in most people's minds. I thought it was like a thing that happened a couple of years ago. And then now we're trying to like listen to women. And then Charlie Rose got fired. I mean, it seems like he was showing people his dick.
Yeah.
So it's like, should he have been fired for showing people his dick? Perhaps not. Maybe not now. Is that what's going on?
Look, if anything, like Me Too has just been over for a while because it lost steam and didn't know what direction it was going in anymore.
Right.
But like, it's like
when they went after poor Aziz Ansari just because he, kind of, tried to get a woman to blow him in his apartment.
And use the claw, whatever that is.
Yeah, he has a little claw technique. That story was it wasn't flattering, and it's not not the best boyfriend.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem in the same level of a Weinstein or a Spacey.
Yeah, but what is the basis for connecting it? Like, yes, of course, it takes steam out of a movement when people lie about things.
Sure.
So Amber Heard, you could argue, if Me Too was still going at full steam, she'd take some of the steam out of it.
One thing I did kind of realize, because I did tweet about it at one point.
But what, is rape legal now?
Well, we'll get to that in a second, and maybe. Right. But no, because to be fair, I kind of forgot that this did kind of start in 2016, and I guess for a while, I mean, I just kind of, it all sounded so crazy at the time to me, even the finger chopping had already come out by the time I heard about it. I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, who knows what's going on there? And Johnny Depp just seems like a drug addict. No offense. I mean, but I'm just like, I don't necessarily, I wasn't connected. I didn't care if Johnny Depp, whatever. Donnie Brasco's a good movie. But what do I know? But I guess people did take her at face value for a while. And now it's and that's why it's kind of, because look, it's kind of like if Alyssa Milano turned out to be lying about Weinstein.
Right.
And then it's that kind of thing, I guess. Yeah. I just never registered this case that strongly on the Me Too charts. It felt more it felt more crazy from the jump.
Right.
So I guess there's that. I guess that was never the big steam case. By that time, it was,
Yeah, by the time I heard about it, I was like, these are two maniacs who get drunk and abuse each other, probably.
Right. And they cuddle afterwards, and then she bites his dick.
Yeah, and then they're on the phone like, I love you.
I want you to be the dolphin. You gotta be I want to be in the movie. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Does Harvey Weinstein, did we already ask this? Does he get released?
I think this does set a legal precedent for that. Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be sitting there going, Johnny Depp exonerated, or won his case. Bill Cosby just fucking Kaiser Sosa'd his way out of jail.
Right. Imagine if Bill Cosby came to the Johnny Depp trial.
Oh my!
I'm here to support Mr. Depp.
This is a victory for Bill Cosby. I mean, does Louis get to come back? I mean, he's kind of back, but not really. But does he get to have it Do we get the Louis back? The FX show?
Yeah.
Which I think he stopped doing anyway. He definitely lost stuff. I'm not sure what. I can't point to season 2 of Horace and Pete. I like these things. I would like to see them. I'm just asking.
I depression watch Horace and Pete all the time.
You do. I wake up in the middle of the night. You're watching Horace and Pete. And it's just always the episode where he finds out he's lost his the medication that keeps Steve Buscemi out of the mental institution.
Yeah.
Has gotten what do they call it? What do they call that? Recalled. Oh, it turns out gave some people kidney spots. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to be insane. Give me the thing back. And then I'm just, why are you awake?
It's very emotional.
Why are you awake? And you just
such a compelling story.
You just hiss at me. I'm watching Louis. I mean, yeah, it's all what bugs me is just people accepting narratives.
Yeah.
I don't care if you think Amber Heard's a pig, or if you think Johnny Depp is a souse or louse.
Yeah.
It's just but this is the end of Me Too. Is it? When one guy writes a fucking headline for Forbes.
Yeah.
And this is the end of Me Too.
Oh yeah, and the guy, at least the headline I saw, it was a Douglas Murray thing. Douglas Murray, the shitty Christopher Hitchens of our time. This hack. Who's just always warning people about that the West is gonna crumble under Islam tomorrow.
The Wild West?
Yeah, the Wild
West. Will Smith is gonna join is become an Iranian sheik. Whatever. Imagine thinking that the Western civilization still has it going on.
Yeah.
It's gonna go to Islam. It's gonna go somewhere. Whatever, dude. Get on board.
But yeah, like this is the guy who's saying Me Too is over. Like, and by the way, again, 2 years too late. Like,
right. So we go back to not believing women.
Right.
Charlie Rose gets his show back, which is nice. I mean, look, he shouldn't have shown his dick, but I mean, he interviews, well. I like it when he talks to Donald Rumsfeld, and they have a nice, courteous. Did Rumsfeld die? I forget. He did, right? Donald Rumsfeld. I believe he died this year or last year. Well, I can't interview him anymore. That's what Me Too robbed us. Another Donald Rumsfeld, Charlie Rose interview. So good riddance, Me Too. Shame. But yeah. Anything else you want to add? I mean, before your gag order comes through as a woman? Because it's over, baby. No more men do this. No more white men. That's just white people.
Yeah.
No more white men. Now you're back in the shoe. It's just white people. Me Too's over.
I have to raise 14 children in the shoe again.
Yes. There's no more straight cishet. Is that how you say it? Cishet white men. It's just cishet white people.
Well,
you lost a notch on your card.
It's been a good run.
Yeah. Who?
Not really. It's been a meager run.
It's better than it was, I guess. I mean, no, I'm not saying the world is. I mean, if you don't have money, no one gives a shit. Probably, right? I mean, look, I'm sure there were some guys out there who got caught up in like a similar situation to Johnny Depp, who couldn't afford to defend themselves in the same way, like Kevin Spacey, or too afraid to no, but seriously, there's probably guys out there who might have but it's just hard to yes, of course women lie sometimes.
Yeah, look, of course they do. If anything, the precedent here, and I don't even really think it sets this precedent, maybe more just in the public consciousness it sets this precedent.
Yeah.
Like, there are people who say if you can't prove that somebody raped you, you should be penalized. And it's like, my thing is there's a difference between not being able to definitively prove something as hard to prove as rape,
right? And
being proven to have lied about it.
No, of course, yeah, 100. No, without saying it, my implication, I thought, maybe not, was that I understand that the whole legal system vis-a-vis rape is very, very not good.
Yeah, it's
just not, and I don't know what the answer is. But it's no longer believing women. So, back to the drawing board. Anyway, other controversies. There's a whole thing going on with this new Disney show in the Star Wars cinematic whatever called Obi Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
And there's an actress. Do you know her name, by the way?
It is Moses.
Moses something, right?
You don't really need a last name when your name is Moses.
I mean, I would just, I mean, I'm Moses now. Can you part the C?
Moses,
I'll part your head.
Moses Ingram.
So Moses Ingram plays an Inquisitor on the new Obi Wan Kenobi show. Now, I want to make it very clear off the bat that I didn't give two shits about the Obi Wan Kenobi show. This is not something I was excited for, or was even intending to really watch. I mean, I figured maybe if I was, if I had colon surgery, and they had Disney Plus in the hospital, maybe. But hearing about, this stuff, because basically there's these accusations that come out that, similar to what happened, they say happened with the Last Jedi with Kelly Marie Tran, whatever her name was, that, they were being racist to another woman of color in the Star Wars thing. And that,
Laura Dern too. Wasn't that a similar?
I mean, she was a bad character.
Well, that's a thing. These are bad characters.
Yeah. Well, so basically,
the problem is the characters you like are bad. Also.
Yeah.
Star Wars is bad.
Also, Star Wars fans are bad.
Yeah.
And I don't mean look. These things are racist. We'll get to that. But also, just if you like Star Wars, it's kind of it's not a great start.
I can't. I don't know. Sometimes I try to like Star Wars for some reason.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back is cool. I think you don't even go that far, and I get that's fine.
No, it's cool.
Like when he's but Harrison Ford, he's like, "I love you," and he's like, "I know."
Yeah,
it's like a cool swashbuckling. We all get it. I don't have to go too far in that.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of sand landscapes.
That's not in the original Star Wars.
Recently.
Oh yeah, no, they keep going back to the sand. And
It's very monotone. It makes me want to take. It makes me want to take a nap.
Where are the stars?
Where are the stars? In
That's
Star
not
Wars?
Sand Wars. But yeah, I wanted to check it out because I wanted to see, because I know, because like Laura Dern, like, people might call that sexist, or Kelly Marie Tran. I really thought Kelly Marie Tran. Now, here's the thing. I do think people probably did get out of line with her.
Yeah.
And, some of them probably were racist because it's the internet.
Right.
But I think, the character did, in my opinion, suck. Mm-hmm. And so did Laura Dern's character. So I wanted to see what was going on. So we watched it this morning, the first episode of Obi Wan Kenobi. And I can confirm that this was Moses Storm. Wait.
Moses Ingram.
Moses Ingram. Moses Storm is a comedian, I think. Moses Ingram is not great in this show. And it couldn't matter less, because this is one of the worst pieces of garbage of a show I've ever seen, let alone a Star Wars show. I mean, it's just, she's actually one of the better people in it, and she's not doing great. And I don't think it's probably not her fault too much, because everyone's pretty bad in it. But like, she's not rising above the material too much. But it couldn't be of a worse. I can't understand anyone singling her out. There's two inquisitors next to her. The bald guy and then the other weird looking guy are such worse actors than her. And she's also not doing great.
The guy who's supposed to be like the scariest one in the first scene comes in and does like a really weak, almost like Inglourious Bastards.
You said to me
where it's like the Jedi. It's like he could at any minute say the Jews. Right. It's the Jedi squirm around in the shadows and the hunting the Jedi takes patience, and it's like. But it's all so lame. It's like there's nothing intimidating about it. And then like the minute they see a Jedi and try to capture them, they turn into the Keystone Cops.
No, you said to me as it was going on, like, oh, is he the Christoph Waltz of the dark side?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I wasn't even trying to be a dick. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Because like it was so bad.
Yeah.
That like it didn't even register that it could be, even though like in hindsight, no, that was a great analogy.
Yeah.
He was doing, but like so far removed.
Right.
I mean, this Jedi who's the handicapped guy from Good Time. One of the Safdie brothers. Yeah. Who, this is the thing. Look, the Safdie brothers. They did Uncut Gems. They did Good Time. Very talented, young directors and filmmakers. And I'm sure the pitch was like, hey, you want to be in this? It's like I've always loved Star Wars. I got to be in it. You're a talented guy. You have taste. You've seen what this franchise has become. Why are you still doing it? Like, stop being part of this.
Right.
Stop co-signing this garbage. But yeah, he like runs away and like throws a curtain and then stops these like inquisitors. Right. I don't know. So not to summarize the show. I mean, it's the directions are very uninspired, and I mean that like I don't usually be a dick about that. Like I'm like, it's Obi Wan Kenobi. That's not what it's for. But just the flat, wide shot, like just didn't feel like anything compelling. And
somehow Ewan McGregor isn't good in it. Like
he's never been good as Obi Wan Kenobi. He sucked in the prequels. Honestly, the only thing he's good in is Trainspotting 2.
I feel like Ewan McGregor is generally good.
In what? I mean, I was thinking about. I like Ewan McGregor. I think of him fondly.
Yeah.
But like, excuse me. I was looking through his list, and like besides the Trainspotting films, nothing. He's in Black Hawk Down, but he's not really a big part. He's in a bunch of weird, like, rom-com-y things. He's in that Baz Luhrmann, was he Moulin Rouge or something?
Yeah, he was Moulin Rouge. He was good in that.
I'm sure. All right, he's fine. But he's not the kind of guy, he's not what I think of. I think of Mark Renton from Trainspotting, right?
Right.
And we'll get to that in a minute. But, he's just, like, he's fine. Like, there was that movie, like, the Ghost Rider he was in. He was good in that. But, like, he's a guy that's been milking the heroin movie for 20, 30 years. Mm-hmm. And they keep giving him these franchises, and he just sits there like, duh. And so I don't like it when people play the race card inappropriately, if that's how you want to put it. Or, like, jump right to race every time. No, I get it when people get fatigued by that to a certain extent. But, like, it's honestly, like, the most reasonable explanation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I can't imagine how you'd single this one actress out.
Right.
When, like, she's not doing great, and not everyone's doing worse, but a lot of people are doing worse, and the people doing better are barely better.
Right.
So people accusing her of, like, speaking of Ebonics. I mean, that's just, like, she's just, her cadence felt a little anachronistic. That's the right word? Anachronistic?
Yeah, but like we were talking about this before. It's like there aren't a lot of like British people don't exist in this world.
Well, sure. And then
Like-
people have British accents. No, granted. So look, I mean, the biggest thing with her is she's like trying to intimidate people and just not intimidate, like just not being like I don't know, the writing's terrible.
Right.
But no, I mean, you can't pull the not racist card if you're like, that's the thing, don't pull the race card. Well, don't pull the not racist card if you have no valid reason for
Right.
this. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, if you want people to stop bringing it up, pick a hill to die on. Right. And then a lot of these people just did seem, we looked at, I'm not going to repeat these posts, but a lot of them were racist. Yeah. They were pretty racist. I mean, one person like said like, was it the threat?
Your days are numbered.
Your days are numbered. And I watched a guy on Twitter just literally like, that's not a threat. Where's the direct threat there? There's no like pulling like, someone from Twitter's not going to show up and like, whatever. It's got to be in the streets violent. Like, all right. I don't know.
It's also like, look, for people who don't want to like get bogged down in race, they're sure diverting to like race-based criticisms a lot. Let's call it that. You're a diversity hire. Like, it's like, yeah, look, maybe, but it's like ultimately that's a criticism that has nothing to do with her performance.
Right. Yeah. Look, don't just say, look, Kelly Marie Tran was just like a really annoying character. And I never thought to like ever message anyone on Twitter or go after him. I'm like, oh, this kind of sucks.
Right.
Like her character didn't even think to blame the actress. I'm like, she seems kind of like you're annoying, but like, just whatever. Like, I mean, I can't imagine tweeting at anything. Hey, Ewan McGregor, you're not as good as you were when you were shooting dope with a dead baby. I like you better when you were shooting dope and the baby next to you and it was dead. And I'd be, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, we solved that one. It's not a good show. So don't watch Star Wars anymore. I don't understand why anyone does. I mean, the Mandalorian.
Don't
is
message
cute.
the people in Star Wars.
I mean, if you want to mess with a little kiss, a polite kiss, that's fine.
It's not fine.
Well, no, polite. Like if you say, if you write in a message, well, you tell me.
Messaging people in Star.
Me Too is over. I get to speak.
My point isn't about Me Too. My point is that messaging people in Star Wars things is immoral because it just encourages people to make more Star Wars.
Well,
things.
that's fair. But if I wanted to address my. If I send a message to Ewan McGregor saying, and literally the text says, a polite kiss on the hand to you, good sir, that's fine. Don't tell me that's not fine.
Hey, Me Too is over for women, not men. So no, you can't message Ewan McGregor a little kiss.
What if I offer you a polite little kiss?
That's fine.
Okay. That's the new magic words in the post-Me Too era. I just offered her to kidnap her and take her kids. I just offered it. It wasn't a threat. Speaking of Ewan McGregor, we're going to watch this last night. And then I've been trying to get you to watch Trainspotting 1, the first one, because I wanted you to watch Trainspotting 2, which I
rewatch it. Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
Right, well... Yeah, I mean, but you insisted you had to watch it again before we watched Trainspotting 2.
Yeah.
Which I've seen once in the theater, but I wanted to watch it again. So anyway, we were going to watch Obi Wan Kenobi, and I was like, let's just watch Trainspotting. And we did. And yeah, it's a great film. I like Trainspotting. And a couple funny, interesting things. You had an interesting story about Trainspotting because there was a sex scene he has with Kelly MacDonald.
Right,
and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this one when we were talking about like sex scenes in movies.
Yeah.
And you brought up a little story about sex and trains, or
about the not so sexy scene.
Or
the scene where he shits himself.
Tell us your story.
So I did once end up in a kind of college hookup situation.
Yes.
And sometimes during college hookups, like it's like the pretense. You have a pretense. Like you're hanging out,
right.
And it's like, for us, we were talking about Trainspotting.
It comes up, and you light up.
Yeah.
And he think, I got her.
And you pounce.
Hook in the mouth. It's just like a fish.
I think I suggested it, but okay.
That what?
Okay. That we watched Trainspotting together.
All right, but how long did you talk about Trainspotting before you departed that like initial location?
I I don't know.
Right, a while?
That's a very strange question.
A while, though?
Maybe a few minutes.
All right. I'm just saying he probably was very excited that you had something to talk about. That's all I was getting. Yeah, I get it. You pounce on him sexually. I get it.
I'm just saying.
You're the aggressor. I was just making the point that he was probably
Look,
relieved.
I understand Me Too is over, but sometimes women do decide to have sex.
No, I wasn't. I was just saying he was probably relieved that there was some bond.
He was actually kind of a shy boy.
Oh, exactly. This is my point.
Yeah.
You're making my point and arguing with me.
So anyway, that's our pretense. All right, in our Puritan society, that's our pretense.
Sure.
And we go and we to one of our dorms. It may have been his dorm. And we start watching sporting.
Train sporting.
We start watching Train Spotting.
He's probably thinking to himself, I can't believe I'm about to pull off Train Spotting.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And she's doing all the work.
And so, we start, making out,
Yeah.
feeling each other up.
Ooh.
And we're about 5 minutes into the movie. Our plan isn't to pay attention to the movie, obviously.
But you got to you need a pretense. You can't just.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What I had forgotten, and I had watched the movie before, but I had kind of forgotten how visceral it was,
Sure.
especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Like in the first 5 minutes, this guy sticks some opium up his ass, and then immediately has to shit himself.
Opium suppositories.
Yeah, and he's narrating the whole thing, so you can't even it's not like your eyes are averted,
Right?
So we end up kind of trying to hook up through this whole monologue about shitting yourself.
Heroin makes you constipated. The heroin from my last hit was wearing off, and the suppositories is yet to melt. I am no longer constipated.
Yeah,
I've seen this movie a bunch. I like
Yeah.
it. That's what you hear.
And you hear the sound
as he's trying to fucking get
Yeah.
get under the undercarriage.
and it's like there's fucking the sound of him diving into a toilet.
Yeah.
Him gagging.
Sure.
Just the visceral sounds of human
So
gagging.
he got hard.
Around filth. I came so fast. No, basically, we couldn't do it.
So how did that manifest? If you don't mind me, was it did it feel like a mutual thing? Did you acknowledge it to each other?
It totally felt like a mutual thing. Yeah.
Did you acknowledge it to each other at all?
No.
So you were literally at the heavy petting stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over the breast, if I can ask.
No, under over the breast.
Yeah, over the shirt. I mean, but breasts
No, inside the muscle too.
I mean, he wasn't just rubbing your shoulder.
No, yeah, no. There was a tit.
I'm saying once you get there,
attention.
I have no way am I trying to say it. Once you're there, it's all it's all good to go.
Well, you would think so usually.
Well, it's a good indication. I mean, you never want to give men the right. Maybe not Me Too's over, but I would have said before that just because she's letting you touch her breast doesn't mean you're gonna fuck. But now who knows? Me Too's over. But yeah, my point is you guys were kind of committed sexually in your head, and then just hearing that, and you just kind of both chilled out.
Yeah, I mean, I was real. I knew that, but subjectively, I was not into it.
Yeah,
I think at some point I felt his undercarriage. And there wasn't much going on there.
Real.
And it was just kind of it just.
I don't know if I'd lose wood. Just because some guy was in the toilet.
Well, you worked at a morgue.
Even before that. I mean, seeing the guy in the toilet wouldn't make, especially if a woman's there with me, trying to get at my undercarriage. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying it would excite me, but that seems like whatever.
I silently put my clothes on and left to no protest.
I'm pretty sure I could stay hard through watching a man shitting, literally a video of a man shitting. If I not because I'm watching it, but I'm just saying if I had to, if I was being tortured, and they're you're gonna get soft. North Koreans had me in telling me you get soft. Well, no, I'll just watch this and stay hard.
Right? Yeah. I'm sure you could.
I'm just trying to demonstrate my prowess over this other man.
No, you do. You are. You do have superior.
Even though we're
prowess.
engaged and you haven't seen this guy in 15 years probably.
Yeah.
I'm still competitive.
Yeah, look, even if listening to the Train Spotting monologue made me lose it, it would be nice to know that you wouldn't.
I would just be ready to go, and I would say doesn't matter. It's hard, whatever you want, lady. Because Me Too at that point would have been going on.
Right? Yeah, me too.
But now it's over.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's a fun story.
Yeah.
Did you even get to the part where Spud throws his shit on the parents, or that you're wrapped up by then?
We didn't. I mean, yeah, that definitely would have put a cap on it.
Sure. That would. Look,
it's a visceral. It's not the most like gory movie you'll ever see, but it's visceral. Like.
No, look, it's gross.
Yeah.
There's also a very visceral scene that we were having a little discussion about with. So there's I'm just gonna spoil it, but there's a baby that you see in the early part of the movie, and you're like, even then you're like, well, that's cute, but it's in a heroin den, so that's not great.
Yeah.
And kind of predictably, I would say predictably, it dies.
Yeah.
And it prompted a discussion about. I mean, should we just go straight to what it was, or like, do you remember how it got to where?
Oh yeah, because we were looking at this. They did a good makeup job making this baby look very painfully dead.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want that baby.
And
I would be upset if that was my baby and like it was an actor baby.
Yeah. And
I saw that, I would just give it up for adoption.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean I can't go back to being your dad now. Yeah. That's gross.
But so I was asking you, I was like, it's basically implied that like this baby died of neglect, right? Like it's like. And
yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they like threw it like a volleyball at each other.
Right. Yeah.
And then like didn't remember, and then they woke up from their heroin binge, and they're like, oh, what did we do? We played volleyball. I remember playing volleyball. Yeah, it's not acid.
Yeah, right. But it's like nobody like smothered it or anything.
Right.
Yeah. But I was like, that's actually like. But I was saying like that's actually worse because like that means like it's super prolonged suffering, like And I brought up that like sometimes in like global history and like times of famine,
right,
women would like mercy kill their infants, like if they weren't like producing milk.
If there wasn't a lot of food around, and like I get it, I'm not trying to judge anyone because I'm obviously not in their shoes,
right?
Starving to death, but
this prompted a probe of whether or not you can feed a newborn baby things other than milk.
Right. Well, because like it just seems odd to me. Because even though I'm not judging him, it strikes me as like it must be an odd moment to like smother your baby because you don't have food for it. But then presumably you're alive, so you're eating food to stay alive.
Right. Yeah.
And none of that food goes to the baby. And I guess if you died and they both die, I get that logic.
Yeah.
But there still must be a weird thing going like. I'm this Nutri-Grain bar. It can't feed both of us. Let's be honest. They're smaller than they look on TV.
Yeah, well, it's like think about what's around during a famine. It's like maybe the occasional potato,
right?
That's half rotten. You're not going to feed the baby. The baby's not going to eat the potato.
And I contend that I definitely contend that you could feed a baby a potato. Now, not like I'm not saying you take a potato and you shove it in a baby's mouth and you let it gum it until it softens. And makes a little mashed potato in his mouth. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that you could take a potato and however people puree in the famine place, I don't think they have a Cuisinart, or blender. But whatever they have people have mortars and pestles, right?
Yeah.
And they make a little potato. They grind the potato up and they pour water over it and dilute it.
Yeah.
And then you feed it some of this potato water.
Potato water. Okay.
I mean, look, this is not going to be a great baby once you're all said and done.
Yeah.
It's going to have issues. Vitamin deficiencies, maybe a weird head. I don't know what happens when you feed a baby potatoes, but like,
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think it would stay alive for a while.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, maybe watery potato smoothie would keep a baby alive potentially.
Yeah.
I think the baby would be. I think that there would be a sort of underlying resentment because it doesn't know that there's a famine.
Well, it doesn't know anything, and you're not going to tell it.
Yeah.
Well, you do tell it. Look, I mean, it's the same way when like you don't, you didn't let me eat your tit or whatever.
Yeah.
Breastfeed.
Right. You didn't let me eat your tit.
Women get fussy. People get fussy about that when they found out they weren't breastfed. Or like whatever, or like wasn't hugged enough. I mean, I said it's not going to be, this baby's not going to be Colin Powell.
Right. I mean, you did.
That's a weird example, I guess. I mean, Colin Powell was a great military career. Whatever. I mean,
he was raised on potatoes.
No, I'm just saying. No, you're not going to be Colin Powell. He was a West Point graduate. I know he had that issue with the Iraq War, but I mean, he was a West Point graduate. You're not getting into West Point probably if you ate potato water as a baby. I could be wrong. I'm not a biologist.
I mean, we were talking about on the Kump dump how Teddy Roosevelt was a sickly kid.
Sure.
Maybe your kid could grow up to be a Rough Rider. If you
maybe, but I think you're missing that it was a rich family who had a sickly kid.
Yeah,
like he just had bad genes. He was just a fucked up kid, and they were like, "Look, whatever you can do, doctor." It's like I can give it, injections and stuff, but it's still gonna be a weird creep. And he's gonna invade Mexico for no reason. Mm-hmm. But he'll be alive.
Yeah, your kid's gonna be a weird creep, definitely. Yeah,
I
guess you should try to feed a potato water.
Riders. I'd rather have a potato water baby than a Rough Rider baby. He's so obnoxious, Teddy Roosevelt.
I mean, you did raise the question. I think it's a legitimate question of whether in a famine, when you mercy kill your baby, what happens after, right? Do you eat it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it begs the question.
Yeah.
Do you eat it? I mean, if it's that bad that you would not. I mean, honestly, did anyone consider you're killing a whole baby, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe so that's bad, right? That's not like you're already in a position where you're killing your baby. Mm. Maybe try cutting your baby's leg off and feeding him some of the leg meat.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't know how it works. But I mean, look, I'm the butcher. I'm Paul Pot over here. I'm Ho Chi whoever. I'm Mao Zedong. Who else? Stalin. Because I just instead of killing a baby, just took its leg and fed it to him.
Yeah.
It's not it's better. It's better than your thing of killing. I know it seems more perverse.
Hey, look, it's not my thing. I'm not saying let's all do this, in the 21st century.
Right.
When we're, in our hybrid cars, that's all just mercy kill our infants.
Just eating babies and Teslas.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I agree it's not your thing.
Yeah.
But do you think that, back to the previous question, short of that, I guess that's too taboo for the potential cannibals in the room. But do you eat the baby then? Don't feed the baby its own meat, but we're gonna eat it. This seems crazy.
I mean, look, it's the kind of thing where a starving family might do it and then just hope that they're just like, hey, let's just hope this is lost to history, and it probably will be.
I mean, at that point, don't you just kill yourselves? Like in a nice way. I'm just saying. I guess if you have a bunch of other kids, it used to be probably, and maybe it still is in other parts of the world, that babies don't get guaranteed.
Yeah.
And so if you I think there was probably a truism there. I'm not sure how much accurate I'm being, but that if you make it to what's after toddler, before puberty, just a kid, 5-year-old
adolescent.
Kid. Is 5-year-old an adolescent?
No.
Whatever.
Child.
5 year. I feel like if you made it to 5 in the 1700s, you were over the hump.
Right. Yeah.
And so they have a bunch of over the hump kids, and I'm like, look, we rolled the dice again, and because your mom and I like the hump, even though it's the middle of it's kind of the quiet place argument, like why are you having babies? Like because we like humping.
Yeah.
So. But
yeah, there was nobody coming around taking the baby's footprint at a certain point in human history.
Well, you're talking about getting caught. I'm just talking about how you feel about it. No one's gonna catch you in this scenario. That's not why we don't do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, hopefully.
Look, I would, but I mean, they have the footprint on file, so we'd be fucked. But yeah, I mean, and you kind of go, look, this one didn't make it. Mm-hmm. I guess that's the way you look at it. But otherwise, I would just be like, we're gonna kill our baby and then what? Just live? That seems crazy. I mean, maybe just let a fucking kangaroo eat it or something. I mean, I'm just like, look, this baby's gonna die. Let the lion. What's a predator for us? Bears? Yeah. Let the bear eat it. I gotta be the one killing my baby. The baby's barely gonna feel it. He'll bite it in one bite. Let the bear do it. Who's killing their kid? That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is just. I mean, it's not. I mean, I feel for you. Start some prayers if you had to, but I would just jump into a rock pit.
Yeah.
I'm a good daddy. How the hell did we get on that? It's crazy. Moving on. I spent a long time convincing people I don't want to kill my baby. Too long. Speaking of shows, we're not going to spend too much time on this probably, but we did watch Stranger Things over with Saturday or whatever. The new Stranger Things. And again, it just happened to be on, and we checked it out. It was fine. Decent show. I think it was better than last season. That's all I'll say as far as plot. It was good. I enjoyed it. But one thing I wanted to bring up that I found interesting was, some of these kids, and people have brought this up, they've aged at different rates and with different results. Yeah. Some of these kids still look, cute or whatever. I'm not gonna say attractive because I'm not a creep. Yeah. And they're kids. And I would never kill my baby. I would never mess around with kids. But they're cute looking kids, and some of them haven't aged that well.
No, they haven't. It's always when you cast really young kids for a show that's going to go on for a while. Yeah, you're always rolling the dice.
This is a ticking time bomb, and then they spend 3 years between seasons for some reason, so they can build a better, Russian monster or whatever.
Right.
And I just think I don't want to spoil anything, but they've done a good job of bifurcating the ugly kids. What we call the C squad, C team.
Just like keeping them busy off screen.
Yeah, like they're all kind of grouped together in their own thing, and they just in that way and if you watch the episodes, we haven't checked in with those guys in a while. What happened there? And who cares? They're ugly. And so kudos to Netflix. I think that, they don't need to. I mean, they're really tamping down. I read they're not going to be doing more Irishman movies. And when I saw the headline, like they were going to make another Irishman, but it was just more like they're not going to make vanity projects or whatever because they lost like half their stock price. They can't keep making all this garbage.
Wait, like Scorsese's The Irishman?
Yeah, I mean that was a Netflix movie.
Yeah. Okay, so they lost money on that, but it's not like a vanity project.
Well, I don't know who knows how the accounting works. I mean, is anything profitable for Netflix? But like they're hemorrhaging money now.
Right.
And so
they're sticking with the hits, the things that.
I just think they're not going to give a guy $200 million to make some weird movie about like fucking Jimmy Hoffa.
Right.
No one, it was a decent movie, but my point is. They don't have time to be putting these ugly kids in front and center. Yeah. It's like move them to the back. So kudos to Netflix for that.
Smart move.
You have any thoughts on Stranger Things?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you liked it, right? I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, we don't need to. Maybe we should. We should spread these out into the world. We should do reviews. Yeah. And then like people would find us. And then like, they have a good sense of you. They made some quip about this, about the Dustin kid with the teeth. And it was kind of funny. These are funny guys. And then we start talking about killing our baby. And like, if you can't feed a potato, you might as well kill it. And then this is not what I signed up for. Anyway. Apparently, I guess it was the Masters, some tournament where Tiger Woods played golf. That's anonymous. There was a guy, there's a meme going around. They call him, what do they call him? 1 second. The no phone guy. And here's this picture. I'm going to bring this picture up. You can see, you see this, Lucy? This is Tiger Woods. I don't know where he's at, what hole he's at. It doesn't matter. But it's a picture, and everyone in the picture is using their phone, like filming him or photographing him and looking through their phone at him. And except for this one guy on the left who is holding a Michelob Ultra. And he just seems to be watching. He's just enjoying it. He's in the moment.
He's living his life.
He's in the moment. He's just like, this is Tiger Woods. I hope I'm going to offer him a little kiss. Hopefully he accepts. Whatever he's thinking. And it became a meme. And now he has been signed. I'm not sure what this means. By Michelob Ultra.
Just this guy.
Just this guy who was just holding a Mick Ultra. And now he's signed by a beer company. And I'm furious. Yeah. Because this is right up my alley. Right. I mean, this guy's not doing shit. He's probably just drunk as shit at 10 a.m. in the morning. He probably like dropped his phone in the river. And like some goose took it. And he's just sitting there going, I told my wife I pick up the kids, but I lost my keys and fuck, who cares? And they sponsored them. I would be such a better ambassador for the Michelob Ultra brand, I think, because it's keto. I'm a keto boy. It's a keto beer, I think. It's low in carbs, they say.
Right.
I would be going out there. I'm not going to be sitting there watching Tiger Woods. I'd be walking up to Tiger Woods like, hey, you want to get a sip of this? This is Mich Ultra. Michelob.
Your mistake is...
You got too many carbs in your ass, Tiger. That's why you can't recuperate.
Your mistake is you think this is a matter of worth or charisma.
Yeah.
They just want to take this guy and Photoshop him into different places. You know, it's going to be him holding a Michelob at the crucifixion of Christ.
I'll show up at the Capitol building on January 6th of 2023 and just with a bunch of Michelob Ultra. And I'll say, here's the new, what do they call it? The Capitol thing?
The insurrection?
Why don't you insert this beer into your mouth? I'm dressed like Uncle Sam or Ben Franklin. And I'm just screaming, Michelob Ultra! I'm not going I got a gun! I got a gun! I got a knife! Screaming, I'll go outside. You know, you've been to the White House, like outside the White House? And like the gates? And it's pretty far from the building. But I'll just go to the White House gates with a sack of Michelob Ultra, and you can be filming me for viral content.
Right.
And I'll just be screaming, Joe Biden, I got some Michelob Ultra for you, you son of a bitch. And they start screaming about laptops. Where's that laptop? Probably in the Michelob Ultra building.
Yeah, I
mean, I'll just show up. Where else can I show up?
See, I think what
I'm trying to pitch myself to the Michelob
I think the
people.
vibe they're going for is like living life to the fullest, not just being a terrorist.
Well, I'm describing
being a psychological terrorist.
I'm describing something a notch or two down from terrorist. Come on, I'm just a patriot. Where else? I mean, can I show up? What's not in DC? Should I show up to the what's a religious thing to do? The Catholic.
You could go on the Hajj.
I don't think that they don't drink beer. I love. Well, if I go to St. Pat's Cathedral,
Yeah.
or the Vatican, I show up at the Vatican and I just throw it at the Pope. I mean, but I'll be the viral content boy from Michelob. This guy's not doing shit.
Yeah.
Who's gonna remember him in 5 years? They'll remember me. I mean, I'll show up at fucking movie premieres and throw Michelob Ultra at people. I'll do the thing where you shake the beer up. I'm just going to pay Gwyneth Paltrow. Here's your goop. Michelob Ultra. Baba Booey.
Yeah, but see that's why he's perfect, because Michelob Ultra is the forgettable man's beer. It's just that's what they love this guy.
I mean,
you're too much of a force for Michelob. Maybe for Budweiser that would be fine.
no, but Michelob Ultra wants to play with the big boys. This is a problem here. You're thinking small. You're in Mad Men and you get the account and you're like, well, we're just a local airline. And Don Draper's drunk and he's like, I'm going back to international. Did I ever tell you about the prostitute I grew up with? And they fed me M&Ms. And then he gets fired. But the point is, you think small. I think big, like Don Draper.
Right, right.
I mean, what if I show up? Who's like? What's an event? Think of an event I could be at.
You could be at
A funeral.
a funeral, sure.
What's a famous funeral?
JFK's funeral.
Wait, that happened years ago.
You could be at
Who's likely to? We need to play the predicting game. This is like betting, like sports betting. Who's gonna die? We have to figure out who's gonna die soon. Old, like Betty White. Imagine if I could have been at Betty White's funeral and just Michelob Ultra here.
So what would you say at let's say
I don't have a better slogan. It's just Michelob Ultra here. It gives you wings.
how do you
That's
think
Red
how would Michelob Ultra factor into say Ruth Bader Ginsburg's funeral?
All right, so you start giving a eulogy.
This woman was a trailblazer. She was a brilliant legal mind.
She's gonna lose us, row. Should have retired. Now I got Michelob Ultra in the mind. All I can think about is cold Michelob Ultra without the carbs because she's gonna lose us Roe v. Wade. See, it's not. I'm not good at jingles, I guess.
Right.
I think this is compelling. If I heard this being yelled at the funeral, I'd be like, well, let me just try Michelob Ultra. Right. You know, like I enjoy Red Bull occasionally, and I've watched Formula One for years. And even before there was a Red Bull team, they sponsored the Sauber F1 team. I was like, what is this exotic drink in the early aughts, in the year 2000? Seriously, year 2000. I mean, they had a 7-Eleven, but I was always a little afraid to try it back then. I was like, what is this? This Red Bull. Is this legal? It's at 7-Eleven. But then you see the racers. The same thing. I'm like the Formula One racers, but I'm at a funeral. I'm just yelling about tasty Michelob Ultra with the carbs, and I'm the keto boy. I just want a company to sponsor me.
Yeah.
Why can't I get a brand deal?
Well, that's a good. I mean, it could be a good strategy. Like I remember for a long time, Red Bull went with the angle of like kind of implying that it'll make you horny. Right?
Is that what gives you wings is supposed to be about?
Yeah, like a lot of the early commercials were just like, they're suggestive sexually.
If anything, it's probably it's caffeine is a vasoconstrictor. It's going to make you less.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
All things being equal, less likely, probably, if anything.
But they went with that. You could go with the angle of Michelob Ultra makes you insane.
Michelob Ultra, well, you feed it to your kids. All right? If you keep a few cans, I know your wife... First sign of trouble, she's gonna try and smother that kid because she doesn't think it can eat potatoes. So just beat her, head her off at the pass, and have these warm cans of Michelob Ultra lying around. So you look, bitch, Me Too's over, and I'm not letting you kill my kid. And you pop a can of Michelob Ultra and you pour it in your baby's mouth, and you go, there. Who needs a tit now? Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
This is my pitch in the Madison Avenue meeting.
Look, I'd buy it. I'm not sure why, but that's the whole thing with advertising. It's subconscious, right?
Is that kind of subconscious? Or whatever it is. I mean, look, what would happen if you fed a baby beer like that? It's not great. They say in the womb it gets fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a lesser version of that, right? Or worse. Is it maybe worse? Because maybe you absorb some of the alcohol before it goes into the baby. It doesn't seem to be good for babies, but it's better than being smashed in the head by a hammer or like eaten by a bear. I feel if I found out 10 years later, like, oh, you were the guy, it's not going to last forever. And someone comes up to me and goes, you were the one who was on TV in all those weird situations, promoting Michelob Ultra, telling us to feed to our kids in a worst case scenario. I was like, yes, me. And I did that. We got stuck in the woods, in the cabin, the landslide, and I fed my baby the beer. They have Michelob Ultra, and it got handicapped. Things didn't go well. And you know what I'd say?
What?
Better than not. I don't know. I literally I couldn't even say better than not being dead or something. I'm so bad at being a spokesman of Michelob Ultra. I'm so sorry. And I would just get on my knees and say, I'm sorry. They gave me $10,000 a year. I thought it was worth it.
And then you'd have to apologize on behalf of Michelob Ultra.
They would not.
That could be its own commercial.
Well, look, I would apologize on behalf, but not on their airwaves or their social media channels because they years ago they've already written me off. Like I become a liability. But I would definitely, I would just start ambushing Michelob Ultra events, which I'm not even sure what those are.
Right.
But like I would show up at the corporate headquarters and just demand to be heard. I don't just sponsor me. I mean, what else could we do if it wasn't Michelob Ultra? Some kind of gum?
Is it,
like Dentine Ice, maybe?
I think you would be a great spokesperson for Dentine Ice.
My teeth are always falling out. It's not a terrible idea. Maybe a brand of hammers. I mean, that's the thing. There's no brand for. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna be the Bob Vila of like hammers. I need a beer.
Well, look, it's all in how you brand it. You could totally make who makes hammers?
I don't know, Craftsman by Sears.
Yeah, Sears.
Or
Sears could come out with a specialized self-defense hammer, and you could show all the different ways that you could use the hammer on an attacker.
You know what? Speaking of that, before we go, I watched this clip. I don't even know where I could find it at this point, but it's off the cuff here. But I watched this clip where this guy was claiming that hammers kill more people in America every year than guns do. And it didn't sound right. And to his credit, it looked like the guy from Axios, but I don't know if it was. And he was like, that's not true. And the guy's like, look it up, Google it. And he did. And it wasn't true. And he said, or someone said in the comments, I think the stat they're talking about is that hammers kill more people than AR-15s. Which is still incredibly. I didn't know so many people knew how to use hammers for weapons.
Yeah.
And we talk about it a lot in this show. I mean, if you're new to the show, it's come up a bunch. You know, how sensible. I feel like I've been promoting this thing now. It's just violence. I thought I was promoting kind of a quirky idea. Like the girl in the raid had hammers.
Yeah.
And it's fun to go, well, what are you going to do? Like, I'm a contractor. Get away, cop. But
it's a two-sided weapon. There's something kind of cool about it in a, I don't know, anime kind of way.
But now looking back, I feel like, was I just like, was I doing the equivalent of going, what's a great way to kill people? Butterfly knives. I mean, I guess it's the same because people do it. I thought it was more quirky.
It would be great if we looked at the stats and it's like a month after the premiere of the Kump podcast, hammer-related murders just soared in the U.S.
Oh, no. I mean, look, if that were true, we'd be doing a lot better here. All right? I would love to have that much reach. Unless we have the most weirdly devoted fan base. We do technically have the numbers that if like half of our listeners did do it, then somehow it would, that would be insane. Imagine having that much pull to get to jump a category in killing weapon choice.
Yeah.
Like influence, and then not even have enough, listeners to get actual ads and stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. That'd be the tragic story of our life. So whatever. I still think the hammer's a sensible tool.
For self-defense, of course.
Look, if someone's trying to kill your baby because it won't eat potatoes, use the hammer. Are you gonna not use the hammer? I'm just saying. I would have been a little more cautious, perhaps. Maybe not. You know what I like? It's goddamn switchblades. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. You got anything you want to promote?
Hey, check out the Kump Patreon.
Check out the Kump Patreon. It's you get an extra episode of Kump every week. It's only $5 a month. It's a very good deal, I think. People seem to love it. So I would check that out if I were you. The link's in the description. If you sign for that, we'll see you in a couple days. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Have a great week.